Okay, so Pinheiro asks, can you talk about how to keep colors slash values balanced when using brushes with very high dynamic color settings? Example. And then there's this fucking beautiful art. We should uh one of the things I should do for these decodes. Sorry to start with that is that I need to have the artists' names. That's the least I could do because I'm using the shit for my shit. You know what I mean? Anyways, oh wait, it says in there, Victor Hugo. Try hard environment. Try hard. What? Okay, all right. Let's actually answer this. What the heck? Okay. Um. So how to keep the colors slash values balanced? Oh, I know how. I'll teach you. For this particular, let's move this out of the way and let's take one area of this paint. Actually, should I do the whole thing? Fuck it. All right, bring this down. Uh, what kind of brush? This looks like a square brush or a honeycomb brush, or maybe it's just a round brush that looks like that. It looks amazing. Yeah, it does. I'll use my triangle brush for this one. So brush tip, color dynamics. So the first thing you actually need to care about is the settings. You do not want the saturation jitter, sorry, the hue jitter to go crazy. In fact, I would probably keep this disabled, to be honest. Or if I would add, then I would add very small amount. But honestly, what fucks up the colors mostly when using this effect on the brush is the hue jitter. Saturation, you can add a little bit. Brightness, it seems like the guy uses a little bit too. Purity can stay as is. Apply per tip. You can apply your tip down below on my stream. There's a tip icon. You click in there, but you can also click here in Photoshop. It works both ways, and now we should have that. All right. So here's the thing. You may want to first let me look at this closely. You may want to actually paint without any of this, without any setting. From what I'm seeing, that might be actually easier, and then you overlay with the actual brushes. So because like think about it, if you're gonna be painting, let's grab a blue. If you're gonna be painting and you're gonna color pick, you're always gonna color pick like a most likely a weird color unless you're careful. Like I'm trying to be careful right now, and it can be quite tricky, you know. So and also his brush is quite small. I don't think I should have triangle brush. But you know what? The effect is gonna be the same regardless. So let me bring this up. I'm gonna actually make a square new layer and you can do both ways actually. I'm trying to think what's the best way to go about this, and you can actually do both ways. It's fine. Let's just place stuff down for now, right? What if I adjust the brush tip spacing? Does that affect my? It does. Okay. I just made my brush spacing a bit higher. So I'm gonna start overlaying some of the colors here. But again, I pretty much answered. I could have stopped here because the answer is you don't use for the color dynamics. You don't use any hue jitter because that's what screws everything up. That's the answer. But I'll paint a little bit. I'll paint a little bit. I'll plop in down some stuff. Although I'm pretty sure that he started with a flat. You know what? I'll make a new layer so I have both, and I'll actually start. I'll actually whoops. I'll start with the normal brush. You know, something that doesn't have texture because I'm pretty sure he started that way, and also I can already tell that it's much easier beginning like that. Take care, Cotton. Bye bye. Thank you once again. Alright. Just gonna plop down colors. Establishing color and value in the environment. I don't know if this is how he made it, but this is how I would do it. I would just do both color and value. Sorry, yeah, color and value at the same time. Yeah. All right. I would focus on the background as well first. I know this has nothing to do with the question asked because I mean to be honest I answered it already. That's if you're watching this video you can stop now. The answer is the question is answered. The rest is just I just want to paint a little bit this. Um, but yeah, I would start from the background for things like this. You know, especially for this kind of like a texture effect on the brush. Definitely do that. So the sky, the sea, and then I'm avoiding adding like this stuff in the center because I mean I could just do it in a new layer. I'll do it now actually. And so light blue. Light blue is gonna be the initial sort of laying of this, and then we're gonna have a warm sunlight on it as well. Oh, Mikey, Mikey, listen to me. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of answering a Silver Decode's question. I love you. I really do. Please wait for me to answer this question. Because these are being turned into a video. So I'm keeping my communication with chat to a minimum. It won't last too long. But thank you so much for the massive raid, mate. Massive fucking chat. Treat them fucking right, chat. Won't chat. Oi. Now I'm doing some painting in here. I'm answering some questions from chat. That's right. Chat is lovely. They're quite lovely. Are they not? The question for this image was actually um how to do this goddamn texture, which I already answered, but I just wanted to paint some more. I'm focusing. Okay, I'm focusing. I'm focusing, chat. I'm not mocking. I'm trying to relate. I love how Mike. I love how he sounds. I love him. All right. So first thing I'm doing is for those of you joining in, I am laying down simple flat um, brush strokes and colors and values, and then I made another brush that looks pretty similar to the texture that the question that the guy asked the question, right? So I'm laying down flats first so that it's like simple and easy to see and the image is built up, and then we're gonna go over with a brush. I'll give you a little example here, right? We'll go over with it and build up some of the texture that he was asking for, and that's pretty much all I'm doing now, and that's the answer. But I still want to make a good looking image. Um, so as you can see, like even with the simple stuff that we have here, we can achieve already that look. That look, even though some of it is, the guy probably spent hours upon hours on this, so mine will never look as good as that. But you can see that the effect is going to be the same. Some of these like really harsh highlights from the sun are quite flat. I'm sure he has painted over the texture or simply didn't use the texture in there. But I feel like I can use some of this form. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure these are flat brush strokes with no texture where I'm applying right now, but I'm a little lazy. I will go over in a second and sort of do it properly, but I kind of want to show how the blend of none is this a texture brush, just non color dynamic brush versus soft brushes make this really cool looking thing. I would never paint this way. That's the cool thing about like this Silva Decodes segment. I love doing it, not only because I feel like I'm helping, but because there's just some things I maybe would never try if it wasn't for you guys asking the questions. So as you can see, like as long as you spend time on it, it's slowly but surely getting to the same kind of look that Conyer there was asking. And we just separate the values here. And of course, the guy used Wicked. Thank you for the raid. You guys are nuts. All right. I gotta focus here. I love you. Please. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just answering this question. I will take like a few minutes break to read chat and talk to you guys. I'm almost done here. Because the has gone across pretty much. I'll just go with a flat brush now. I'll do some of these. I'll do the foreground and then we'll call it here for this question. We have more questions coming in. And we started the stream not long ago, so make yourselves comfy. So you can see that a lot of this is just time. It's all about being time consuming. You just get in there, you zoom in, you play with a normal untextured brush or with no dynamics on the brush, and you want to go back and forth. I'd say that gives the best results instead of just using one for everything, because I did try using just one for the whole thing, and it didn't give me the best results for it. So I would definitely recommend going back and forth. You know, like you paint a little bit with the textured, and then with different sizes as well. I'd say mostly keep it small. That's a tip I can pretty much. It's an easy tip. I'd keep it small because when you have a big brush with this texture, it just looks weird when you do that. I mean, to me, it looks weird to me, and you lose a little bit of that like variety that you see in the reference above. So make sure that your brush is sort of like small to medium size max, and I'd say paint normally, you know. So for the colors, just disable the hue jitters. I actually just made a brush on the fly. Like this brush, I just made it. I duplicated, and I can just go between the two. But you could have F5, so the brush setting up, and disable that or enable it if you wanted to. But I don't like having too much on my screen. So I'm old. It's like my attention span is already like of a goddamn goldfish. So it's not. It's never gonna work with me. Never gonna work with me. Yeah. So a lot of this is also. Did he use? Wait. I want to say he almost. I want to say he might have used um lasso tool. It looks like in some areas, not everywhere. It looks a little bit like lasso tool. If you guys want to know what was the actual question, it was, can you talk about how to keep colors slash values balanced when using brushes with high dynamic color setting? So I pretty much just answered that, but I like to. I feel like that's like a 1 second video. So I'm painting a little bit of it and testing it out. Actually, how old is John? Don't ask. Don't ask. I'm 29, turning 14 next year. I'm gonna do one of these bars here. I'm actually gonna let's see if the lasso tool would work well. I think it would. Blah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he used the lasso tool. Nice. I'm a genius, smile. I mean, it makes sense why you would, right? A lot of these could be masking and things like that. But, and then he goes in with the normal brush, and then just flat, flat, flat. There you go. And then with the small, like he makes his brush pretty small and scribbles in. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these is just you do the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? Um, that a bit warm is yeah. Go in with a normal brush, get in those gradients, get those gradients in, and then once you have the blend and effect you want, you switch back up, and you maybe glaze over with a small brush. You sort of like do those. I don't know if you can even tell on stream, but I'll zoom in on this specific area. You do those really small, intricate. He definitely spent time on it, scribbling. Obviously, you need to keep in mind the form and everything. He's not just mindlessly scribbling. You can tell that. But yeah, you can tell he spent quite a bit of time like going back and forth, which I don't have that luxury for these Silva D codes. But this might be something I'll actually try or implement in my work. It's fun. But yeah, I'm actually gonna stop here. It looks terrible, but the question was answered. And if you're watching this in the video, remember to uh, uh,